Hello, good morning. Happy Training Tuesday. Whew, third Tuesday of the month. I cannot believe we are halfway through 2025. I know I said that like a few weeks back, but it is still so crazy to me. 2025 is halfway over, so we are gonna get really intentional. We're gonna get really serious. And we're gonna have some fun. So I just had my 39th birthday last Friday. Shout out to all of my fellow Cancer babies. Also, thank you so much to everyone who wished me a happy birthday, sent messages, DMs. I so appreciate you. And I absolutely love hearing from you. So thank you. We just wrapped up our birthday sale last night, which was so fun. I am beyond excited to help 7 new students get their email marketing up and running so that they can start attracting more clients and kind of maximize those profits while freeing up their time. This is my jam. I tell you, this is why I do what I do. I love it so much. And I love helping other people find that too in their business, because boy, last weekend was a perfect example of why I am able to do what I do because of my emails. I had emails going out while I was celebrating my birthday. And you guys, we celebrated all freaking weekend. I am so spoiled and so blessed. And my scheduled and automated emails let me be. They let me be spoiled and blessed. They support that lifestyle. So here's what we did on my actual birthday. I want to fill you in on some of the fun behind the scenes, just in case you were wondering. So I did work a little bit on my birthday on Friday, which doesn't bother me at all. Love what I do, but it was so fun because my husband surprised me in the morning and brought me breakfast in bed with balloons and flowers and my favorite ZO skincare products. If you know, you know. Then we went out to dinner that night with my dad and his wife, and I got dressed up, which I don't do that often, but I did a lot this weekend and it was so fun. So Saturday, we literally spent the whole day at the pool, the Avila Bay Club, where we kind of like worked out in the gym. We had lunch. We did the pool, the spa, kind of on repeat. We had such a blast. We were just kind of lounging that day. And then that night, we actually went to the hot springs, Sycamore Hot Springs in Avila as well. And we soaked in a hot tub for an hour with mocktails because your girl doesn't drink, but she still likes to have fun. And on Sunday, we got some rest. Then we went to a concert and we were out super late. And because it was the Love Island finale on Sunday, we actually stayed up even later when we got home from the concert just to watch because we are hooked, and I didn't want to catch the spoilers the next day on Instagram. So go Amaya. Yesterday I was exhausted, but we made the sacrifice. And you guys, I can't believe Huda made it to 3rd place. You know, like, please let me know below if you agree, if you love her. I respect. I just was very surprised she made it to 3rd place. So anyways, we are here today. So all of this to say that it is not lost on me that I wouldn't be able to live the life that I have now if it weren't for my business, the success I've been able to find, and also my email list. So I am just so grateful to be here and to be able to share all of this with you, help you get it up and running too. Hi, Anna. I'm so happy you are here. So I'm going to just jump into the training. And if you don't know me yet, I am Jen. I host these bite-sized trainings right here every 1st and 3rd Tuesday of the month. And I wanted to talk today about something that's been on my heart. And it's a tool that actually helps me run my business. And that tool is money, honey. And this can be kind of a taboo subject, which I find so interesting. So I'm here to bust it open and just talk about it. And I'm not talking about how to make more money. I'm actually talking today specifically about the energy and the mindset and the subconscious stuff that secretly controls how much money we are actually making and what is flowing in or not flowing into us. Because I've seen this time and time again, and usually like people know how to run a business, right? Like the day-to-day stuff, or they can figure it out, right? Like I've figured it out. They know their craft. So if you're especially like a service provider, they're skilled, they're passionate, thoughtful, productive. They are amazing at what they do. But sometimes the money still isn't showing up the way that we kind of hoped or wanted. And that can be really frustrating. And sometimes it's a sneaky reason why. And that is that most of us are not struggling because we don't know what to do. I think that we are actually getting stuck because we're holding on to these old subconscious beliefs around money. And sometimes we don't even know we have them. So this is like our money mindset. If you've ever heard that term, I know that's kind of like a popular term right now. So I'm going to talk about that just briefly. So we learn these old beliefs as kids. We pick them up somewhere, usually along the way, along our youth and growing up, and we may not even know it. So if you grew up hearing a lot of, we can't afford that, or money doesn't grow on trees, or like maybe you saw someone or like a friend's parent who was just swiping their credit card without flinching, without thinking about it, without like even mentioning it. And you start to think to yourself or say to yourself, that'll never be me, right? And like, let me know if any of these sound familiar, if that's ever been your experience. I know that it is super, super common. And when we run a business, we need to be able to spend that money to make that money, because there are expenses in business. There are times in business where we have to invest in our knowledge or our systems so that we can grow. And a lot of times what I see people doing is freezing, like they're panic, hoarding their money. They can't let it move around or invest, and they get kind of stuck waiting. So like the popular thing is, once I make more money, then I will spend money on investments and expenses. And here's like the truth is, you're making a big mistake. And this is actually what changed everything for me. So you actually don't just make money, you are moving money around. You are spreading it around, because like I said, it is energy. So you want to invest wisely. I'm not saying go out and spend every single dollar and penny that you make, but you want to be intentional and you want to invest wisely in order to kind of move it around so that it flows back to you. Because when we get stuck, we are in scarcity and we're holding on so tightly to our money, and we're just not going to be in a place of abundance, because it's impossible to be in scarcity and in abundance at the same time, and it won't flow. The energy is stuck, so the money is stuck and it doesn't flow. So I was thinking about this moment recently when I was preparing for this live, and I wanted to share it with you. So it was like the fall of 2022. My husband and I started going to Shaver Lake. If you've never been, it is a beautiful lake, quiet, peaceful, pine trees. It smells amazing. We just love it. So we would go up there to the lake and just be like, no stress, no rush, just nature, stillness, like sipping coffee on the porch. And I remember looking around thinking like, I really want to be able to do this every year, every fall. I want to pay for us to kind of splurge for a week at the lake. Maybe with our whole family, we can bring everyone here, unplug, make this kind of like our tradition. And immediately that thought was followed by, but I have to make enough money first. So I went home, I saved and saved and saved and worked so hard. And I was hoarding every single dollar that I made. And guess what? Nothing happened. we didn't even get to make it back to the lake because I never made anything more than I already was. I was stuck working so hard, but not making much extra. So it just felt like forever in between trips, and it felt like money was still tight. And it was because I wasn't investing in my growth, and I wasn't investing in my business to kind of move it along the path in the direction that I wanted it to. And the truth was, like, I knew how to make money. I had the strategy and the knowledge and the skill. I had the grit, but I wasn't allowing myself to dream bigger, look at the big picture of where I wanted to be in my goals, because I was afraid, and spending just felt so scary. So I just didn't do it. I didn't invest. I wasn't moving the money around. I was holding on to it so tight, afraid of like messing up, wasting the money, or like running out of money. I didn't really have faith. Like, now that I look back in myself, my decision-making abilities, or like, quite frankly, my work ethic, I didn't have faith in myself and my work ethic, and I was just lacking so much faith and just letting fear run the show and living in my scarcity. But again, like, money is energy. And I learned this pretty early on, luckily, with my very first coach that I ever had. And she was really big into mindset. And it took a lot for me to even invest with her in the first place. But it really did open everything up for me, because money wants to flow. It wants to move through trust and not just fear, because it is quite literally just a tool that we use to give and to take, and we move it around with intention and energy. And that is where the magic is. Like I said, in business, we have expenses. If you're here, you probably already know that. And we want to make investments in order to grow and move along our path and reach our goals. So money is a huge part of that. It wasn't until I finally kind of stopped trying to grip it and started moving it with intention, with strategy, into coaches, into systems, delegating, that it started moving back to me faster. I started making more of it, and I sort of leveled up, because like I said, I was investing wisely. So systems, like emails, automations, strategy, again, like marketing, knowledge, and then also delegation. So I've like delegated some of the tasks that I don't love, that are really time consuming. And so these are all like wise, intentional investments that have helped me focus on what moves the needle forward. And now we get to go to the lake, and I still like to go in the off season because it can get really crowded in summer. And speaking of summer, or slow season, right? I mean, who's officially in slow season right now? I did a poll recently, and I know a lot of you answered yes. And statistically, for me too, my business has always been slower in the summer. People are out on vacation, living their best life. They're skipping their routines. So it just kind of slows down a little bit. And that's common for a lot of businesses. But instead of stressing about the slow season and focusing on the lack, maybe like the lack of appointments, the lack of profits, and holding on to every dollar you make so tightly, use this season to plant the seeds. I always try to do this a couple times a year, where a slow season or summer is the best time, the absolute best time to do that, to get intentional. And so like what I try to do a couple times a year is invest in something, whether that is your website, a new skill, some new products, or email marketing, right? Like, so this is where I tell people when they're asking like, how do I know what to invest in? What is the best thing for me right now? Ask yourself this: what is the biggest bottleneck in my business? So like, where are you getting stuck? And this could be like client attraction. Like, is that where you feel like business is getting stuck for you? Is the client attraction piece just isn't there? Or could it be the retention and keeping the clients that you already have, right? Like that could be your bottleneck as well. Or I encourage you to like kind of like look at, where are you staying stuck? because maybe you are feeling overwhelmed by content or social media and you're just like stuck in this cycle and it's just overwhelming and it's not actually moving the needle forward. You're not even seeing many results there. You're spending too much time. So take a look at those questions, and then slow season is the best time. Okay, so wrapping up today, I want to remind you of a few things. Number one, you are allowed to want more for your life, for your business. You are allowed to want more. It does not make you greedy, does not make you selfish. Number two, you don't have to burn out to build your dream. There are things we can be doing, systems, delegations, strategy to make your dream come true quicker and actually with a lot less stress and energy. And number three, money gets to feel lighter, but only when you let it. You have to kind of let go and be willing to invest in these things. So investing in strategy, delegating tasks. We want to be moving the money around strategically to improve the speed of our growth and start seeing more faster. So this free webinar, Unbothered Marketing, it is a safe bet to invest kind of your time and your energy to start. It's good practice so that you can learn a new skill, skyrocket your growth, right? And your profit. I'm so excited that you are here. I'm so excited for my new students that I'm going to be working with this week. And I will see you guys very soon. Bye.